The Scorpion, oh my goodness, no one is kicked out of this. And Klaus now with the Scorpion of the MPWF champion. The Scorpion. Oh my God.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MPWF Annihilation, episode 15. I am your host, as always, Dwayne James Johnny Feelgood, and we are live tonight from Salt Lake City, Utah, with an action-packed edition of MPWF Annihilation. I want to thank everybody for the support, as always, and to bear with me, as my voice may not hold up for the whole of the show. But I'm going to stick in here, folks, as this is the go-home show to MPWF Bound by Honor, the first Annihilation brand exclusive click review, and it's going to be exciting, folks, as we have a huge main event with huge implications as MPWF Women's World Champion Justice Fitzgerald defends the championship in a WrestleMania rematch against Sasha Fierce, with the winner facing Serenity. Like I said, huge implications going into the Women's World title matchup at Bound by Honor, and obviously so much more, especially after what you saw in the intro video. A special episode of Annihilation it was. Almost every championship changed hands last episode, and one of the biggest ones, one of the biggest shocks, was that we crowned a brand new MPWF World Heavyweight Champion. And introducing here to start the show is the brand new World Heavyweight Champion of the Annihilation brand, the Scorpion Klaus, flanked by the Savage Wing, Shane Riley, and as well as John Smith, all members of Team Bloodshed. Klaus took on Ricky Cash in an MPWF World title matchup, and again, Klaus, unbelievable wrestler, one of the most dominant figures we've seen in the MPWF, but quite frankly, I don't know if anybody expected the titles to change hands on Annihilation, and that goes to show you that anything can happen at any time here in not only core wrestling, but especially in the MPWF, and Klaus achieving his first World Championship in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. Huge scenes last episode. And Klaus has been on a road, defeating Ortiz at Survivor Series, competing at War Games. Klaus has been dominant in his performance in the Money in the Bank ladder matchup, and that has all led to him becoming the brand new world champion of this brand. And this again goes to show you that you have to be on your guard at all times, because anytime the championship is on the line, folks, it could change hands. There is no example, there is no situation where the championship is not in jeopardy. And that's something that you got to focus on. And like I said, Klaus, the Scorpion, the brand new MPWF World Champion, ending the 14-year career odyssey of Ricky Cash. It went up in smoke just like that last episode, folks. And we're going to hear from the brand new world champion here tonight. Like I said, I think it was very jarring because there was no fanfare, no overly hyped major matchup. It was a title fight scheduled for Annihilation, and Klaus walked away with the title belt. No cheating, no excuses. He defeated Ricky Cash last episode in an incredible wrestling matchup. So much so that the fans on our YouTube page voted it match of the night. As look at this, folks. That is a terrifying group right there. Team Bloodshed. And Klaus says, ain't this what you've been waiting for? You ready? The story of our conscience is dreams and nightmares. Last episode, Ricky Cash's nightmares came into fruition. 14 years of hard work. A beautiful story went up in smoke when he faced the Scorpion. Dreams are not real to me. Dreams are manifestation, and I manifested the world title. I am the MPWF World Heavyweight Champion. We got Klaus out here quoting Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill, but it is true. His dreams are manifestations, and his manifestation came true last episode when he became the world champion. And Klaus said, all I've ever needed was opportunity. Can you believe that I have never had a one-on-one match for the MPWF Championship? One chance, one shot, and I'm the champion. I watched the internet polls and you all thought Ortiz would defeat me in Survivor Series. No. You thought Ricky Cash would defeat me. No. I am the world champion and King Scorpion of the MPWF. I mean, King Scorpion is right now becoming the brand new world champion of the Annihilation brand. It is hard to argue with anything that Klaus is saying here. Klaus says all this talk of a new era of new stars is true. King Scorpion is here to run Annihilation. These two men by my side are my students. Shane Riley and John Smith will dominate this brand with me. The next phase will be Bound by Honor, a rematch with Ricky Cash. It's on that night I will put Ricky Cash down, and then we will look forward to the kingdom of King Scorpion. Folks, and we're living in the King Scorpion era here, and you heard that right there. A rematch at Bound by Honor for the MPWF World Heavyweight Championship, which is going to be incredible. But like I said, it's very hard to argue with Klaus. And wait a minute. Look at this here, folks. Ricky Cash coming out to the ring with backup in the Avenger and Scorpion Zinder. The Avenger, the best friend of Ricky Cash, Scorpion Zinder, who's had his issues with Team Bloodshed and MPWF Underground. And Cash says, Klaus, congratulations are in order for winning the MPWF World title last episode. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you defeated me fair and square. Lucky for me, Bound by Honor has a chance to go, for me to go cash money once again. Last episode was a nightmare for me, but unlike you, I do believe in dreams. Dreams got me to the world title, and Klaus, I'm not done dreaming. So how about we have a little preview in the form of a 6-man tag team matchup? And Klaus now, watching on as Ricky Cash, challenging him here to a matchup, 6-man tag on Annihilation. Cash says, so Klaus, let's see how tough your fight really is. You, the King Scorpion, Shane Riley and John Smith versus myself, Mr. Cash Money, the Avenger, and a young man with a bright future in Scorpion Zinder. And what a way to kick off MPWF Annihilation episode 15 this would be. And Klaus says, let the fighting begin, folks, and we're going right into the action here tonight on Annihilation. And folks, look at this. Cash Money, Team Cash Money here tonight, standing on business as we're about to kick this show off. And once again, folks, please bear with me with my voice tonight. It is going to be crap by the time it's done. But I want to get this show out for you guys, folks. You are the greatest fans in pro wrestling. And we want to keep the action for you steady as we have Bloodlines, Bound by Honor coming up, the semi-finals for the Core Challenge. Again, this matchup has been announced for Bound by Honor as well, folks. We got something brand new here, as you can see, the new camera angle. I want to try this out here for the next couple of Annihilation shows, but you tell me in the comment section or in the live chat. How do you feel? Do you think it's good that MPWF War and MPWF Annihilation has two separate camera angles? We want to try and make the shows feel slightly different to each other. And I think by this new camera angle, that's a way to do it. It's a beautiful move there by John Smith. So we're here in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona for Bound by Honor. What an event it's going to be. Again, Ricky Cash putting over the Avengers' best friend, Scorpion Zinder, who has been very impressive on MPWF Underground. And again, I'm also very happy that John Smith, even though he's a part of Team Bloodshed, and Scorpion Zinder are getting an opportunity to wrestle here on MPWF Annihilation. Underground is our proving grounds, and you go, sometimes not every MPWF fan is able to check that event out, so them being able to see those stars here on War and Annihilation is huge business. And what an episode of War that we had, as they get ready for MPWF Bloodlines and Bound by Honor here for the Annihilation brand. And Zinder gonna make a name for himself here in this matchup, knocking the MPWF World Champion off the apron. And our Scorpion Zinder again knocking Klaus off the apron, as Zinder showing absolutely no fear here tonight and knocking Shane Riley off the apron. And John Smith now fully recovered, takes advantage here. Again, that sly nature that's taught in Team Bloodshed. A very vicious school to learn under, but again, look at Klaus, the brand new MPWF World Champion. Then the grandfather of all of this is Ivan Volkov, the Russian badass, and what a backdrop there. And Shane Riley has gotten very good in the ring. We've seen that in MPWF Underground. Shane Riley has really refined his skill as he is beaten down on Scorpion Zinder here tonight. Again, like we've done on MPWF War, MPWF Annihilation, really rebuilding that tag team division. So this time we want to announce that the young ones have unfortunately parted ways with the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. We wish them success in the future here in the MPWF, losing the tag team titles as we crown brand new tag team champions in our last episode with the Void. Again, the young ones were incredible in the MPWF, but now it's on to new pastures to see how they succeed in the core wrestling world. Now John Smith and Shane Riley working on Scorpion Zinder here in this 6-man tag team matchup to start off MPWF Annihilation. You know, something as this fighting is going on, I want to discuss is what Klaus mentioned there with dreams and nightmares. And again, what that pertains for the MPWF fans. Like we said, Ricky Cash fought for 14 years to win the MPWF Championship, and in one night, Ricky Cash lost it all. Klaus, who's been a part of the MPWF roster for 2 years, is the MPWF World's Heavyweight Champion. Everyone's career path is different, and you have to think about that in life as well. Everyone's path in life is different. You know, we don't always take the same path to get to the same goal. But a guy like Ricky Cash is going to have to figure out a way to get back on top again. He did it once before, and I'm telling you, it wasn't a fluke. He had to defeat Max Payne to get there. But he's got a big obstacle in that man right there. King Scorpion now in Klaus. As Shane Riley off the ropes there to the back of Scorpion Zinder. Scorpion Zinder, a former tag team champion in his own right, having to deal with being isolated by Team Bloodshed here in this matchup. Now look at the strike combination there by Shane Riley. As Zinder needs to make the tag, and Shane Riley not paying attention, and in comes the big man, the Avenger. Then the Avenger made his return a couple episodes back, episode 13 to be exact, where he helped Ricky Cash in that steel cage match, dealing with Mason Gray and his contingent against Max Payne. And again, the Avenger has a new pep in his step, no longer focused on becoming the world champion. The Avengers simply in the MPWF, as you see them with the elbow drop off the top rope, for the love of the game now, folks. The Avenger is simply here because he loves it. And you are seeing that here as he's taking out Klaus. And what a leg drop there to Shane Riley. And now the Avenger snapmare takeover. And what a knee to the back there of King Scorpion. But Shane Riley, very tall, as you can see, but very lean. And that newfound strength Shane Riley has, he utilizes right there on the Avenger with the cover here to win this matchup, and the Avenger gets the show around. Again, still to come tonight, that main event for the MPWF Women's World Championship between Justice Fitzgerald and Sasha Fierce, WrestleMania rematch. What a show, what a matchup that's going to be here on this show, folks. Oh, what an overhand chop there by Klaus to the Avenger, the short arm clothesline. Getting in. Klaus has everything. King Scorpion has everything. Youth, power, speed, technical ability, and the world's heavyweight championship as he drives a knee right to the face there of the Avenger. Like I said, I was going to say the sky's the limit, but legitimately outer space is the limit for Klaus. He has the opportunity to become one of the biggest staples in MPWF history as he goes for the cover here on the Avenger 2, and the Avenger gets a shoulder up here. Klaus not happy about that at all. And now look at this disrespect here by the MPWF World Heavyweight Champion. Oh man, I don't know if the Avenger's the man I would do that with there. Now look at that though, one chop drop the Avenger. That's how good King Scorpion is. And now it's in the back of the matchup. And now John Smith taking out Ricky Cash, but having to focus on his own adversary here in Scorpion Zinder. And I whip him off the ropes. And now Zinder here, beautiful arm drag takedown there to John Smith. Internationally traveled on the independents. It's Scorpion Zinder there. And he hits a beautiful Blue Thunder bomb here on John Smith and all that. What a way to start this show off, folks. So tag team wrestling is so exciting. We're seeing that here in this 6-man tag team matchup. And in comes Mr. Cash Money, the former world champion Ricky Cash. Cashed out. Oh, what a big clothesline there to John Smith. And now Ricky Cash all the way to the top rope. And now Ricky Cash there with the elbow right to the back of John Smith, who newly in Team Bloodshed is acclimatizing himself to what they do. And you see that there, the way he's sucking Ricky Cash in. 2 boots to the face. And now wait, oh, Ricky Cash reverse that strike. And now Ricky Cash has John Smith here. And oh my God, what a suplex. What a suplex by Mr. Cash Money. And he could be looking for Cash Money here tonight. No, he's not. As Ricky Cash now has got the ankle lock here on John Smith. And oh, Ricky Cash, even though Shane Riley drop kicked him in the back, he held on. And John Smith had no choice but to tap out. And that, folks, is how you bounce back after a loss. Ricky Cash lost the world title last episode, but you saw as soon as he grabbed that ankle lock on John Smith, he made that man tap out immediately. That is how powerful the ankle lock is of Mr. Cash Money. A big victory here to start off MPWF Annihilation and to build momentum for Ricky Cash going into this rematch at Bound by Honor. And you know that Klaus ain't going to be happy about this at all, folks. At all. But a huge win for those 3 men here tonight on Annihilation. But hold on 1 second, folks. Ricky Cash going face to face with Klaus. Klaus on the outside of the ring, gripping onto that MPWF World Championship. And again, the rematch, dreams and nightmares at Bound by Honor. Who will have nightmares and who will have dreams? Now wait a minute, Ricky Cash now saying, Klaus, you better watch out because at Bound by Honor, my dreams may become your nightmares. I'm looking to make the MPWF World Heavyweight title Cash Money once again. And he is, folks. Once again, the title could be Cash Money for Ricky Cash. It would be very silly for Klaus to think that this is going to be an easy matchup. It will be match 3 between these 2 men at Bound by Honor. But again, I don't think Klaus is a silly human being. I think he knows that. And I think he's going to be prepared because there's no way that Klaus wants to lose that right there. The MPWF World Heavyweight Championship in his first time in defense. What a battle, what a technical matchup it is going to be at Bound by Honor between those 2 men for the richest prize in the men's division in this business. But folks, what we're going to be seeing coming up next here is going to be exactly what happened, what led us to this matchup between Justice Fitzgerald and Sasha Fierce, the decision that was made on MPWF Underground by the COO of the MPWF, Meredith Grey. As well, at this time, don't forget to subscribe to us and to ring the bell for notifications. YouTube is being crazy with the algorithm, especially with 2K25 coming out. So to make sure that you see when this video is uploaded, ring that bell, subscribe to us at MPWF Wrestling, and enjoy all the action. Steel cage. Oh, wait a minute. COO Meredith Grey confronting Sasha Fierce as she heads to the back. As she says, Sasha, we need to discuss MPWF Annihilation. You ruined a very important contract signing, and she did, folks. As Sasha says, yes, I did, Meredith. I'm sorry, but I should have been Women's World Champion at WrestleMania. I could beat Justice. I beat Serenity before WrestleMania. She cost me the title. Now she's going to walk into Bound by Honor with all the momentum, and I believe she will beat Justice. It should be me. Like I said on Annihilation, they can finish their issue at another time, but I want the title. Well, Sasha Fierce not mixing her words at all. And Meredith says, all of that is understandable, but you know better than to interrupt a contract signing of that magnitude. I cannot guarantee you a title match at Bound by Honor, but what I will do is give you a match with Justice Fitzgerald for the MPWF Women's title in a WrestleMania rematch on Annihilation. No interference will be allowed in that match. I know that Serenity would face either of you. So what Meredith Grey has done here is given Sasha Fierce the ultimate opportunity, folks. She will face Justice Fitzgerald in a WrestleMania rematch for the Women's World title on Annihilation, and the winner will meet Serenity at Bound by Honor for the championship. There will be no interference. Sasha Fierce will have no excuses, but right now, the Women's World Champion Justice Fitzgerald is with her mothership. But she says what happened on Underground was utter crap. I've already beaten Sasha Fierce. Now I have to defeat her and then Serenity at Bound by Honor. The assault on my championship reign is very real. Meredith Grey has had it out for me ever since she stepped her ugly behind into the MPWF. But none of this would have happened if the two of you had done your jobs and won your match on Underground. Again, Cat Smalls and Brooklyn Von Braun lost to Sasha Fierce and Pandora on MPWF Underground. And Justice Fitzgerald is not happy about it at all. And both of these women, under the tutelage of Justice Fitzgerald, need to figure out a way to get back in her good graces, and she says, and now the two of you can't have my back out there against Sasha. You're supposed to be my mothership. The two of you need to step your game up. Brooklyn, especially you. On Underground, you better take out Pandora. Do you hear me? Now I have to get ready and continue to prove why I am the greatest women's wrestler in the MPWF history. Now Brooklyn, look at me. Step your game up or else. Well, folks, we just heard it right there. Brooklyn Von Braun is going to face Pandora on MPWF Underground. And Justice Fitzgerald telling her to step her game up. She needs her mothership to step up. And wow, speaking of step your game up, Klaus does not look happy about that loss earlier. Klaus says, what was that? When your team bloodshed, failure is not an option. Not an option. I will not be made a mockery of. On Underground, John, you better defeat Scorpion Zinder. Punishment, pain, fear, victory. That is the bloodshed way. Yeah, we found out another matchup there for MPWF Underground. John Smith versus Scorpion Zinder 3. But Klaus not happy at oh my god, Klaus is out physically assaulting his two students. What was that he said? Fear, pain, victory is the team bloodshed way. My god, he's powerbombing them on the floor. I don't know if I want to be team bloodshed, ladies and gentlemen. This is a kind of cuckoo crazy. And I'll wait a second here. Look at who Klaus has walked into. The brand new Zero Limits champion, Angel Ortiz. Says trouble in paradise, Klaus? Or is it King Scorpion? It's not easy staying at the top. You're about to figure that out. But let me give you a warning. I am fighting my way back up the roster, and I'm coming for you. You beat me in Survivor Series, but it won't happen again. I want you, your neck, and the MPWF World Championship. See you around. Well, before Klaus was just crashing out, and he might crash out further, as this is exactly what he did to Angel Ortiz last episode, and now Ortiz in the face of Klaus after he lost here tonight. There's still a lot of bad blood between those two men. But we are rolling here in Salt Lake City, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes Jaime Emo, ladies and gentlemen. Cold wrestling legend looking to rebound after his loss to Ryan Sparks at MPWF Survivor Series. He is going to be taking on a man that got in his face last episode in Stacy Sweet. But what an ovation. An ovation for this legend. All that most of the fans here at the MPWF want to see is Jaime Emo reach the top of this brand, but the MPWF roster has not been making it even easy for Emo. But it seems that these reactions that Jaime Emo receives gets louder and louder every time he makes his way to the ring, folks. They said 2025 could truly be the year for Jaime Emo. This is slowly becoming one of the most unpredictable years already for the MPWF roster in general, both on War and Annihilation. And here is his opponent. And look at this Stacy Sweet with his spotter guy. And I mean, again, douchebaggery personified. Absolute losers. How else do you describe these two? Again, they made me chuckle, but you cut up to that. Look at these guys. These guys are idiots. But I mean, Stacy Sweet's been successful. Multi-time tag team champion in the Major Pay Wrestling Federation. That's been looking for that big singles breakout moment right away from that fight against Jaime Emo last episode. And again, like, Stacy Sweet is knocking boots with Jaime Emo, folks. That's impressive enough in itself. And if Stacy Sweet was able to pick up the victory here tonight, oh my word. Oh my word. So we saw the comment section for the last episode for Annihilation. The MPWF fans don't want to invite Stacy Sweet or Guy into their party. Don't want to invite them into their VIP section. So you can't handle the drinks. You can't handle partying with these guys. And oh, wait a minute, here's this confrontation between these two men. Stacy Sweet needs to get inside the ring here. As he says, Salt Lake, you guys have a potty mouth. I'll be the one to keep it PG and say that you guys have potty gyms as well. Jaime, what a huge match for my career this is, facing a wrestling legend. It's a shame you lost that status after getting beat by Ryan Sparks. I'd finish you off, but I pulled my groin training with some Gymshark models, so I have to put in a rain check in this match. But in the meantime, I know someone else who wants a crack. So wait a minute, Stacy Sweet backing away from facing Jaime Emo again here, insulting this crowd here in a PG manner. And wait a minute, Guy now attacking Jaime Emo from behind here. And the bell has sounded, and Guy is going to be representing the Anabolic Autonomy here tonight, and it's going to take on Jaime Emo. I mean, he is his spotter, and when you're struggling for a lift, you need that man to help you out. And Stacy Sweet pulled a groin with some Gymshark models, and our Guy is on his side. I mean, is Gymshark even a popular brand anymore? Will somebody that lifts weights tell me that? Because I have no idea, folks. I'm DJ Johnny Feelgood on commentary. You know I'm too old to know about what's going on with Gymshark and whatever else. And now look at that knee right to the face there by Jaime Emo. And again, I mean, outside of being a coward, but like, coward or not, I don't know why Stacy Sweet keeps running away from Jaime Emo. Again, just the matchup alone would be huge for his career, as Jaime Emo springboards here. What a knee right to the face there of Guy. The Guy in a world of trouble here. So we've seen how, like, Stacy Sweet threw in a kendo stick there. Guy has been very impressive in the MPWF. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like, if he wasn't running with Stacy Sweet, I'd love to see more of what Guy could do. I know Jaime Emo there got sidetracked with that drop kick, and now Guy taking advantage of it. You know, I'm gonna put out here and say that Jaime Emo was going to drop kick Guy. Stacy Sweet said something, made him completely mess up there, and has allowed Guy to take advantage of this matchup. But I mean, again, for a person like Guy, you want to put yourself on the map here. Facing a legend like Jaime Emo is certainly the way to go about it. As that, wow, what a leg drop that was. I was telling you, man, this guy's impressive. This guy's athletic. That man hit the Kenny Dykstra off the top rope on Jaime Emo. And now, oh, big splash in the corner. Now what's he going for here? A big boot taking down Jaime Emo. Get Emo attacked from behind. Thought he was facing Stacy Sweet. And now Stacy Sweet here undoing the turnbuckle. And now look at this. Stacy Sweet distracted Jaime Emo. This is ridiculous. And now wait a minute. Roll up here by Guy to Jaime Emo with the cover. Oh, kick out there by Emo. And again, you're talking about having a recovery. Jaime Emo, like we mentioned, recovering from MPWF Survivor Series, dealing with these two fools. As he hit that DDT there. And wait a minute here. And oh, there's the unprotected turnbuckle that Stacy Sweet had set up for a spotter. And it completely backfired here. And now Jaime Emo gonna go for the emotion on Guy with the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Jaime Emo puts himself back in the ring column here tonight on Annihilation. And Stacy Sweet don't look too happy, but again, if you are happy about it, Stacy Sweet, it's time to shake off that groin injury and step in the ring with Jaime Emo. But again, like I said, this is exactly what Jaime Emo needed to do. Get himself back in the ring column. Get himself back in good standing, and that's what he did just here tonight. Again, Jaime Emo's going to want to have a matchup at Bound by Honor. He's going to want to compete and prove himself here again tonight. Oh, wait a second. And as of MPWF World, we found that brand new superstar to MPWF Annihilation, the Eclipse, who was traded. And the person that was traded to MPWF World is going to be a surprise. Brian Adams has not revealed that yet, and neither has KK Brown. So someone from Annihilation will be headed to War, and hopefully we'll find that out soon. But in the meantime, and in between, the Eclipse, the newest superstar on MPWF Annihilation, with Nexus Gold breaking apart because Dr. Ice Jr. will be leaving the Major Pain Wrestling Federation, the Eclipse is looking to start fresh again. This man had the longest undefeated streak in MPWF history back in the day. He is a former tag team champion with Dr. Ice Jr. on the MPWF World brand, and here he is getting a huge ovation tonight. But why on earth is he interrupting Jaime Emo here? Now look at this confrontation here. Two legends of the game face to face with each other here tonight. And the Eclipse says, Jaime Emo, my name is the Eclipse, and I'm on Annihilation now. I'm not going to run from you like that coward Stacy Sweet. I'm a former MPWF World Champion, and I want to get back to the top of my game. So I'm shooting right to the top and challenging you to a match at Bound by Honor, folks. That is humongous. Right out the gates, the Eclipse challenging Jaime Emo to win a match at Bound by Honor. And Jaime Emo said, this is what I came to the MPWF for. With some good old-fashioned fights and wrestling. No BS, just two men trying to prove themselves in the squared circle. Eclipse, you're on. Folks, this is going to be what's the kid say, a banger? This is going to be a banger, ladies and gentlemen. Jaime Emo versus the Eclipse at Bound by Honor. No story, no shenanigans, just some old-fashioned wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait. But still to come tonight, our main event of the evening for the MPWF Women's World Championship, a WrestleMania 11 rematch, Sasha Fierce versus Justice Fitzgerald. What a matchup it's going to be. We're also going to hear from Serenity as the night goes on, as well as Sasha Fierce as well. Folks, it's going to be a huge evening here on Annihilation. And now these are two women that I want to hear from after the events of our last episode, the way it ended in Paris, France. The Intercontinental Champion Angelina Peace and unsigned talent Cecelia Perez, who screwed over Faye Bartlett in Paris. And I'm being told that Angelina Peace will speak later tonight, and we will find out why she made that choice. Why Cecelia Perez is here with her tonight and here with her in our main event. But wait a minute. We're in the general manager's office with that sweet William Regal picture. But there's the YouTube champion, the Cypher, and KK Cram says, you have a big money match with Parker bound by honor. Last man standing. YouTube title on the line. Are you ready? Your chance to get your hands on him for everything he's done. And not to mention tonight, you have another chance on the ring with the beautiful Angels. And this time you get to choose a partner. Who have you chosen? The Cypher faced him in a handicap matchup last episode. This time he's going to get some backup, which is big for the Cypher. And the Cypher says, I'm going to destroy Parker at Bound by Honor. At this point, it's not even about the title anymore. My friends, my family, my eye, he is trying to take from me. I feel myself headed to a place I haven't been in a long time, Clown. This man is trying to stop me from putting food on my table, and that is unacceptable. I will be the last man standing. And as for my partner tonight, here he is. Who is the partner that the Cypher has found to face the beautiful Angels later tonight? Look at the what CJ Parker's done to his eye. That is the Underground Champion, Kane Knight. Kane Knight. He says, I'll never pass up a good fight, and I'll never pass up a chance to punch Jason Holiday square in the mouth. A man of my own heart, ladies and gentlemen. No one will pass up the opportunity to punch Jason Holiday in the mouth. So we know it's going to be the Cypher and Kane Knight versus the beautiful Angels later tonight here on MPWF Annihilation. Telling you, we're cooking with this show, ladies and gentlemen. We're cooking. And speaking of Kane Knight, there's a man that had a war with Kane Knight on our previous episode of MPWF Underground. If you haven't seen it, folks, when this show is done, go to our YouTube channel and check out Underground episode 14. Kane Knight and Charlie G went to war in a scrap trap steel cage matchup, the first of its kind in MPWF history. And I'm going to tell you right now, Charlie G completely earned my respect in that matchup. In a loss to Kane Knight, losing the Underground Championship, he proved to me that he's not just a future star, but a future top star of the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. And again, Charlie G, regardless of how you feel about some of his antics, coming out here for another fight here tonight, still got them staples in his head from that war. It was a bloodbath, ladies and gentlemen, like a bloodbath, that cage matchup. And Charlie G here getting a shot on Annihilation to prove himself against a man who will be competing against competing at Bound by Honor, folks. Again, I truly appreciate you guys bearing with me here on commentary, folks. I am literally chugging down NyQuil at the same time whilst trying to do commentary here, folks. But again, for the love of the game, for the love of the game. But here comes the #1 contender for the Zero Limits Championship, the Destroyer, T-Dot, folks. And you know I'm excited because it's going to be fatality time tonight. If he hits that move, folks, it is a wrap. So Charlie G, like I said, that's why I said I gave respect for him. Not only did he compete in that scrap trap cage match, but he agreed to fight this man here before he battles Sub-Zero Angel Ramirez Ortiz for the Zero Limits Championship at Bound by Honor, and it will be in a bloodshed rules matchup, ladies and gentlemen, which means anything goes. The only way to win is by submission. It's gonna be sick, folks. That sounds incredible. That sounds incredible. You can take it the way you see, how the way you want it. It's gonna be fire between T-Dot and Angel Ortiz. Again, T-Dot, another future top man here on the Annihilation brand. Like I'm saying, this is what I expect to happen here in the year of 2025. I think we are going to see the shift of a lot of the mid-card wrestlers here in the MPWF reach the top of the card this year. And T-Dot is going to be right there at the top of that pack. I'm telling you, I am telling you. You know, we talked about how impressive Charlie Jean was, but you look at the Annihilation brand, men like the Cypher, like T-Dot, you know, said on MPWF War, man like Chris Champ, man like Wayne Level. You know, I think those four men in particular are bound to have a huge 2025. One overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Not forgetting Christopher Eagle on this brand, the second son, winning the War Games matchup, as well as his brother Marcus Eagle, Mr. Money in the Bank, who will meet Dr. Ice Jr. at Bloodlines. It's Charlie Jean having a fight here against T-Dot. Funny enough, these two men, their first ever matchup here on YouTube for both of these men in the World Wrestling future was against each other. A little trivia fact. So again, shows you that they are moving up here at the same time. It's T-Dot now whipping Charlie Jean off the ropes here. Now, oh man. But again, the big thing here is T-Dot loves to fight here as he does a suplex. Oh my word. Launch that man across the ring. He's going to be facing the master of the suplex and Angel Ortiz at Bound by Honor. But the big question for T-Dot is, does T-Dot know any submissions? Like, he's going to be battling Angel Ortiz. He's going to have to beat a submission master with submissions. That's going to be a big test for T-Dot. Then T-Dot created the Zero Limits Championship. If this is your first time watching the MPWF, T-Dot debuted on this brand, defeated the Avenger, retiring the Hardcore Championship, and announcing the Zero Limits title, where every new champion will set the rules for the championship during his reign. And right now, the rules for the championship is under Bloodshed rules, with Angel Ortiz holding that title. As now one shoulder tackle right there into the midsection, and another overhead belly-to-belly suplex. And even though Charlie G was able to hit a submission hold, T-Dot is throwing around the ring for fun here. It's Charlie Jean slowly getting to his feet here. T-Dot firing himself completely up here. And T-Dot now with a closer, and Charlie Jean sidestepping him. Again, imagine now Charlie Jean to derail T-Dot here. And T-Dot getting inside the ring, and Charlie Jean suckering him in. Like, again, we talked about that unpredictability. We talked about that with the championship matchup in the last episode. Charlie Jean fighting back here. It could happen. Charlie Jean could whip out that upset victory over T-Dot. And again, you think he could add himself to the Zero Limits title matchup at Bound by Honor. As Charlie Jean now go for that ankle lock submission here on T-Dot. Right, like nothing is certain here in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. As Charlie Jean now is doing quite well, and now going to go for that heel hit. A very painful submission hold that Charlie G loves to apply. And this is a good test to see how T-Dot will fare with submissions here against the submission wrestler. A very smartly booked matchup by General Manager KK Quab. And now fatality. That's it, folks. Fatality. You can forget your submissions. You can forget your holds. Fatality. Now the big thing here though about By Honor is that T-Dot is not going to be able to pin Ortiz off a fatality. As there's the muscle buster. He's going to have to make him tap out. And a good showing by Charlie Jean, but ain't no way, fam. Ain't no way. Fatality was right. Look at this here. That's insane. I say every time I see it, I will never not fall for that move. The Destroyer T-Dot. New York born and raised, picking up the win here tonight before Bound by Honor, looking to get back his Zero Limits Championship. Man, that's a dominating ass person right there, folks. That is a dominating ass wrestler. It's a Destroyer T-Dot. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it, folks. And the brand new MPWF Zero Limits Champion, Sub-Zero, Angel Ramirez Ortiz. Rebounded off of his loss against Klaus in Survivor Series in a huge way by picking up that Zero Limits title off of the legit one, Richard Hawkins. Angel Ortiz both out of one frying pan and into the other, facing the Destroyer T-Dot at Bound by Honor. Ortiz was out for a year with a neck injury that he suffered at the hands of Klaus. And again, it's good to see Ortiz with championship gold once again here in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. And this crowd here loving Sub-Zero, as he's now face to face there with T-Dot. And that's what they're going to be fighting over, a Bound by Honor, the Zero Limits Championship. Wait, T-Dot now with the microphone. T-Dot says, hold up. I'm glad that you came out here, Ortiz. At Bound by Honor, we got ourselves a bloodshed rules match. Everything is legal. The only way to win is by submission. Well, I'll tell you right now that I don't know a whole lot of submissions, but I promise you that I will pummel you until you tap out. That's my Zero Limits Championship, and I'm coming for it. Didn't mix his words at all, folks. He told Ortiz plain as day what he is going to do at Bound by Honor, folks. It is going to be a fight. You know, I'm liking the way this event is shaping up. Talked about it with Jaime Emo in the Eclipse. Bound by Honor looks like it's going to be an event full of just some old-fashioned wrestling, folks. No shenanigans. It's just gladiators fighting each other. That's what I like to hear and what I like to see, folks. And again, for more extra action, follow us on X at MPWF 2013. We have lots of updates and you can see all kinds of stuff on that. So make sure you follow us there on social media. But right now, we are going to be taking a look at our semi-finalists for the Core Challenge and the matches that have been announced for the brand exclusive Click Previews, folks. So coming up first, Billy Valentine. You heard it in his video. He said, don't let that sexual magnetism fool you. Billy Valentine is looking to make it to the top of the Core Challenge and earn himself a full-time contract in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. And at Bloodlines, he will be taking on this man right here. Son of Kevin Frost, Caleb Frost, who has won multiple championships in and around Core Wrestling, looks to try and finally become a Major Pain Wrestling Federation superstar, but he has to take on Billy Valentine in what should be an interesting clash of style. Now on the Annihilation brand exclusive Bound by Honor, Dragonheart, who has been the most popular star so far, has won every fan poll vote, has Dragonheart. He has an incredible fight style and a completely unique style he's going to bring to the MPWF, and he is facing the cocky Lance King. Lance King coming in here because unfortunately the Gunn are unable to make it into the semi-finals of the Core Challenge. So Lance King's on Second Chance Saloon. Can he shock the world here and win the Core Challenge? Folks, our semi-finals taking place on our two brand exclusive Click Previews. It is going to be huge, and I cannot wait for you to see it. This is what I've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible main event it was on episode 14 between these two rivals, Faye Butler and Angelina Peace. Angelina Peace used the outside help of Cecelia Perez to defeat Faye Butler in a very un-Angelina Peace move, ladies and gentlemen. As she's going to come out here to explain her actions tonight. Still the Intercontinental Champion. Made Faye Butler have to unmask herself last episode. Like I said, these two women have been going to war with each other ever since they arrived here on YouTube. And truly, I think it hit a new level on our last episode. Screwing Faye Butler in front of her home country, in front of her home fans. I mean, we sold out Park the Princess, ladies and gentlemen, for that event. And these fans were screwed over at the hands of Angelina Peace and Cecelia Perez. And again, like we said, Cecelia Perez is not an Annihilation brand superstar. So we're going to hear from the Intercontinental Champion right now. And she's getting bruise rained down on her, folks. It was truly a double turn for the MPWF fans. But wait a second. Wait a minute, before Angelina Peace can even speak. And there is Cecelia Perez, a former World Wrestling Future Women's Champion, the first World Wrestling Future Women's Champion on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. You can go back and take a look at it on our own channels at MPWF 2012. Cecelia Perez was the first woman to ever appear in the Major Pay Wrestling Federation developmental brand as the champion. Again, she had a chance to be one of the top stars, but an injury and time off on YouTube, so she wasn't able to achieve it. The original triumvirate, or the second, I think I said the original triumvirate because they're the first ones that called themselves a triumvirate. But we had Chandrella Johnson, Yoshiharu Atari, and Sasha Fierce to begin with. And then we had Cecelia Perez, Angelina Peace, and Faye Butler. We've now moved into this era where we have Serenity, Justice Fitzgerald, the Carmichaels, Lady Izanami. Like, the women's wrestling's improved so much here in the Major Pay Wrestling Federation. But we need to know why they did what they did to Faye Butler on our last episode. And Angelina Peace says, unfortunately, I knew this would be how you guys would react. I hoped it would just be a European thing, but you guys really don't understand. I will explain, but first I must remind you that however you feel, I defeated Faye Butler. I defeated her just like I said I would. I left a hostile Paris crowd in France, still the MPWF Intercontinental Champion. Folks, it is hard to speak here. This crowd is very loud in Salt Lake City. But Angelina Peace is right. She is still the Intercontinental Women's Champion. And she says, let me try and explain things. Faye Butler is a lying, backstabbing, you-know-what. I know it sounds harsh, but the only person that she cares about or cares for is herself. Faye Butler deserved to get her face smashed in during Hell in a Cell. She deserved to lose last episode. Butler has tried to destroy my career, her entire career. For some reason, Faye's time away from the MPWF has made you people forget that. But if you don't believe me, allow Cecelia to explain. And there's Cecelia Perez, going to be speaking for the first time in years, and she says, my name is Cecelia Perez, and unfortunately you only know me as the woman who screwed over Faye Butler, but I am so much more than that. Had it not been for Faye Butler, I would be one of the biggest household names in MPWF history. Some may not know or remember, but I was the first World Wrestling Future Women's Champion in the MPWF history on YouTube. And that was a point I was talking about while she was making her way to the ring. She's already made history in the MPWF, but because of unfortunate circumstances, most fans don't even know that. She says my career was cut short by Faye Butler in more ways than one. You see, the three of us were the triumvirate. We were destined to take over the likes of Sasha Fierce, Yoshiharu Atari, and Chandrella Johnson. But Faye used politics to hold me down, and then later while we were off YouTube, she injured me, putting me out of action, and I had to enter an early retirement. So I got, not revenge, but justice last episode. Again, it's just convenient they chose to do this in her hometown and home country. Angelina says, Justice. You might not all see it that way, but that's exactly what it was and is. I freed Faye and all of you from her cowardice in Paris. She could no longer hide behind that mask. She must now atone for everything she has done. Cecelia Perez is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, and she was robbed of her chance to be a superstar by Faye Bartlett. So together we will rob her of her biggest moment of winning the Intercontinental title in Paris. Again, this is deep-seated, folks. This is beyond just bad guy, good guy, or bad girl, good girl. There is a personal animosity between these three women, and these two women here blame Faye Bartlett. And again, you can take it the way you see it, have it the way you want it. I think there's a lot of truth in what they're saying, but the MPWF fans don't necessarily agree with it. And wait a minute, Faye Bartlett and Joe DuPont, the friend of Faye Bartlett, was taken out as well in Paris, and they didn't wait to chat with these two women. And again, folks, man, this is going to be bad for legal, because Cecelia Perez is not a part of the MPWF. And Angelina Peace now trying to escape Faye Bartlett, and she's not allowing it to happen, as we got ourselves an old-fashioned rodeo, a brawl here in Salt Lake City. And wait a minute, Bartlett now on the top rope, but Bartlett with a headbutt all the way to the floor on Angelina Peace, and on Perez there with a German suplex. Folks, this is pandemonium here between these four women. Very deep-seated issue here. Faye Bartlett unmasked by Angelina Peace and Cecelia Perez, folks. And now, wait a minute, we got some security rushing out here to try and stop these four women from destroying each other here tonight. Oh my word, folks. Weren't no talking. Just fists were flying. It was just fists that were flying, folks. And again, whose side are you on? Do you agree with Angelina Peace and Cecelia Perez? Or do you believe that Faye Bartlett and Joe DuPont was screwed over? My God, folks. You know, we need to plug our social media here, but this is far from over between these four women. But right now, I will pay some bills and tell you to go follow us on Instagram at MPWF Forever, where you can see special video exclusives that you can't get on X, that you don't get on our YouTube channel. You get sneak previews of videos, hyping up events and stuff like that. So go check out our Instagram. Again, still to come tonight, the main event of the evening for the MPWF Women's World Championship, WrestleMania rematch, Sasha Fierce versus Justice Fitzgerald. I'm sure you can hear my voice is holding on by a string, ladies and gentlemen. So I am praying that we get there by the end of the night. But here is Tora with KK Crown. And Prime says, Tora, I want to thank you and congratulate you on officially signing with MPWF Annihilation. This is truly the best brand in the MPWF with some of the best talent in the world. Believe me, you will have every chance to take on the best fighters. Your first official match as an Annihilation wrestler will be against Richard Hawkins at Bound by Honor. And that is a huge announcement, folks. Tora officially signing with MPWF Annihilation. Tora says this is where the best are, and I will take on and defeat them all. At Bound by Honor, Richard Hawkins will be the first. Man, I cannot wait for that. Tora finally choosing a brand to be a part of. The WrestleMania Championship winner. And oh, wait a minute here. We have been transported to the void. And Sean Stevens says it's time we have this discussion face to face, Thanatos. You've attacked me and I've attacked you in this never-ending battle between our two sides. The fact is that I won the battle all the way back in 2014, yet you found a way to infect the MPWF once again. You've gotten through to Abraham, and soon you'll get through to someone else. I have to end this once and for all. Again, still to come tonight will be father versus son, Abraham versus Systematic Carnage, in a huge matchup. But Thanatos says infection. It is you who is infected with darkness. It is you that were gifted all this power and instead chose to help others. Choose to be good. And I have sat back for over 10 years and watched you destroy everything I built. It will end, but not the way you want. You seek the help of over-the-hill men such as Carnage, traitors like Helios, and mortals such as this boy Christopher. Christopher Eagle here, showing no fear with his master, Sean Stevens, his teacher. And Thanatos says, I am more powerful than ever. With the tag team titles and then after, I have ended your career. I will take back my MPWF World Championship and have control once again over the MPWF. There is no Mason Gray to keep happy. It is just me now. And now that Helios is in the void, Systematic Carnage will be next tonight. Abraham, my apprentice, will end his father. Sean Stevens says, well, that's what I've come to parlay about. I don't want anyone to get involved in this match tonight. Father and son should do battle. My proposition is that me and Christopher will fight you and your son, Benson, at Bound by Honor. If you defeat me, I will willingly walk into the void. Well, folks, that is certainly something to bring to the parlay table there by Sean Stevens. Thanatos says, so let me get this straight. You want to hinge all your efforts on this boy Christopher? You have to be smarter than that. Or you really are as arrogant as I've always imagined. Even if this is a trap, this is too good of an offer to give up. You have a deal, Sean Stevens, and Bound by Honor, your soul is mine. Cue the Shag song mean, folks. Thanatos and Benson Clement versus Sean Stevens and Christopher Eagle at Bound by Honor. Benson says Sean Stevens is a lot of things, but arrogant is not one of them. He has a plan. There is something we are missing. I want to find it out. Father, your old ways are not going to work in this situation. We are arbiters of destruction, yet we made a deal with our enemy. We could have destroyed them, especially Christopher. What a ridiculous sentiment. There is no way he would be chosen as his heir. It's a question then to think about. Is Sean Stevens thinking of instilling the darkness to Christopher Eagle? Some food for thought. And Thanatos says, son, you do not understand. It is not your position. You are meant to guide those to the void, which you've done tremendously since joining the WWF and entering the MPWF. But I am the king. This is my realm. I will not make the same mistake I did years ago. Trap or no trap, I will finish Sean Stevens. I will play his game and defeat him. This is personal. I will have my revenge. Again, we've been seeing Thanatos and Benson Clement argue with each other for weeks on end, folks. Like, I truthfully don't think that they can get the job done and have the darkness take over, because they cannot seem to be on the same page. Not that I want the darkness to take over, but like, that's the issues. And speaking of issues, here are the beautiful angels, beautiful Bobby Martin Kyle and the biracial angel Jason Holiday. And I mean, these are two men who the MPWF fans are not fond of, with their brand new theme song by 222, Don't Talk to Me. They have been furious with KK Clam, believe that KK Clam has held them down and held them back. Along with CJ Parker, they sent an inquiry in to the MPWF Board of Directors saying that KK Clam should be removed from the MPWF and that KK Clam is under review because they believe they've been unfair. They lost the tag team titles a couple episodes back on MPWF Underground because KK Clam put his hands on Jason Holiday. Now let's not forget here, as they tell you this very one-sided story, that Jason Holiday and Bobby Martin Kyle put not just a hand, but boots and hands to the general manager KK Clam. So quite frankly, it was self-defense, and they got everything that they deserved. And they tried to put boots to hands to the Cypher in our last episode, but the Cypher, along with KK Clam, shut these two fools down. And now the Cypher with a tag team partner, and his tag team partner is that man right there, the first two-time MPWF Underground champion, Kane Knight, who again, you talk about starting from the bottom and building yourself all the way back up. That's exactly what Kane Knight has done. To this point now, he's receiving a great ovation from these fans as he's back on MPWF Annihilation. With the Underground Championship, K-Knight has the opportunity to cash in on a divisional title, meaning the Zero Limits or MPWF Tag Team titles for a main event matchup on MPWF Underground, a huge opportunity. And since winning it back, you know that K-Knight is going to be thinking about that opportunity in a much different light than he did to before. But again, it is good to see K-Knight back here on the blue brand, back here on MPWF Annihilation. And again, a man of my own heart. He's ready to punch Jason Holiday in the mouth. And you know that's something that everybody wants to see. Has everybody saying, hit him in the face, yeah. But here we go. The YouTube champion. What an ovation. How much trauma this man has been put through at the hands of CJ Parker. Billy Ray Peterson, no longer here in the MPWF. Congratulations on Billy Ray Peterson on becoming the King of the Indies champion, by the way. You can check that out in Pro Wrestling Global on our secondary channel, the MPWF channel. His brother, now a part of the World Wrestling Future, had his arm broken at the hands of CJ Parker. That eye, you can see right there, the eye of the Cypher. That right eye happened at the hands of CJ Parker, all because CJ Parker is upset that he's no longer the YouTube champion, that he's no longer the focal point of MPWF Annihilation, that a new era, a new star is rising in this man right here. Well, again, it all comes to a head in Last Man Standing at Bound by Honor. The Cypher already defeated CJ Parker in a matchup at WrestleMania to win the YouTube champion. Parker then defeated the Cypher when the Cypher should not have competed. He was not healthy after he was smashed through 3 or 4 window panes in the backstage area. But like I said, one more time, Last Man Standing, Bound by Honor for the YouTube championship. Not to mention, CJ Parker's delusional, walking around with a fake YouTube championship, saying he's the true YouTube champion. But I digress. We got ourselves some tag team action here tonight on Annihilation. K-Knight not showing any fear here at the hands of the beautiful Angels at all, going straight off the beautiful Bobby Martin Kyle. So K-Knight still wants to be the MPWF World Champion one day here. K-Knight, a part of the original call contest of the MPWF, talking about the call challenge, talking about the success that you could have for other wrestlers coming into the MPWF. Ryan Sparks, another person who was a part of our call contest, a former multi-time world champion. You know, B.O.B. as well, Way Level, the Blood Brothers. So like I said, folks, when we have another call challenge, you can see this is the place to be, the Major Pain Wrestling Federation. As the Cypher and K-Knight now beating down a beautiful Bobby Martin Kyle, the former tag team champions, the Beautiful Angels. K-Knight now knocking Jason Holiday off the apron, and now K-Knight diving on top of Jason Holiday, and he weren't kidding, as a Bobby Martin Kyle responds by knocking the Cypher off the apron, and K-Knight need to pay attention to the legal man in the ring right now. And a boot to the face right there by K-Knight. Get the Cypher battle the Beautiful Angels and actually defeated them in that handicap matchup last episode. Some people called it questionable, but you can take it the way you see it happen, the way you want it. The Cypher won. I don't think there was anything questionable about it. I think the Cypher proved to everything that he's a top guy here. But look at that cheap shot there by Jason Holiday. Cheap shot by Jason Holiday. And now, man, oh, Bobby Martin Kyle capitalizing. Okay, that's what the Beautiful Angels are good at. Cheap shots, smart strategy, though. Like, as despicable and as much as the MPWF fans don't like these two gentlemen, their game planning, their strategy is sound. They are very good wrestlers in the ring there, as you see that picture-perfect T-bone suplex. You know, CJ Parker is out after the beating he got at the Survivor Series by the Cypher. But in a way, the Beautiful Angels have been pseudo-fighting for CJ Parker's honor, if you will. And again, I don't know if they mean it that way, because I don't think the Beautiful Angels think about anybody but themselves. But I need to talk back about what we saw in that segment just now. Beautiful blue feather bomb there by Jason Holiday. It's going to be a matchup again tonight. Systematic Carnage versus Son Abraham here live on MPWF Annihilation. And a Bound by Honor, it's going to be The Void, Benson Clement and Thanatos father and son versus Sean Stevens and Christopher Eagle. As an inside cradle, some small package there by Jason Holiday, kick out by K-Knight. Said Bound by Honor is shaping up to be incredible. Zero Limits title matchup teed up, and Angel Ortiz. The Eclipse battles battles Jaime Emo. Jason Holiday's in the ring right now. Tora faces Richard Hawkins and is now officially signed to MPWF Annihilation. How could we forget that, folks? How could we forget that? But now Bobby Martin Kyle here with another cheap shot there on the Cypher. Drop kick there by K-Knight. And now knocking Holiday off the apron as well. And now, bam, another distraction there. The former tag team champions working really well here. So K-Knight and the Cypher love to fight, but they are not a tag team, and they are not as well gelled as the Beautiful Angels are. But also back to Bound by Honor. World title rematch. Klaus versus Ricky Cash. Said amazing. It's going to be incredible. So you talk about real graps. That's what Bound by Honor is going to be. And oh, wait a minute. K-Knight moving out the way, and in comes the Cypher. Bobby Martin Kyle hanging himself up in the ropes. And now the Cypher here. Gonna unleash great furious anger and furious vengeance. Folks, I was trying to do a quote from Pulp Fiction, but my voice is gone, my nose is blown up. All I know that the Cypher is about to go high risk on Bobby Martin Kyle, and he does that with a suicide bomb. High octane action here on MPWF Annihilation, folks. Oh man, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. And now in comes Jason Holiday back into this matchup. Now Holiday there with a drop kick taking down the Cypher. Now Holiday has the Cypher all the way on the top rope here. And this isn't looking good for the YouTube champion. Now it's Holiday all the way from the top there with a superplex. And Holiday forearm to the face of the Cypher, but the Cypher kicking out at one. And now wait a minute here. Gonna get him off for that Shima. Oh, Shima suplex onto the patella by Jason Holiday with the cover here. Two, and the Cypher gets the shoulder up again. You see how quickly Jason Holiday was able to cut that momentum down for the Cypher when he got into this matchup. But Holiday could be going for the money shot, but no. Cypher moved out the way of the money shot. And now, big time spine buster there by the Cypher. Hooking the leg here on Jason Holiday. And Bobby Martin Kyle breaks it up. And now, Cypher has Bobby Martin Kyle up in a modified flapjack there. Taking down Bobby Martin Kyle. And now the Cypher went for that strike. Jason Holiday able to reverse it though. Holiday now sending the Cypher to the wrong part of town, but he does knock K-Knight off the apron for his troubles. And now Jason Holiday here with that jab, but no, goes face first into the buckle. And this is a hell of a tag team matchup that we're seeing here tonight on MPWF Annihilation episode 15, as the Cypher now has Jason Holiday on that top rope in the Samoan drop here, and boom, off the top rope there by the YouTube champion. And that could be all she wrote here for Jason Holiday, and no, at the last second, Holiday gets the shoulder up. And now sends Holiday into the turnbuckle. And the Cypher now going to make tag back to K-Knight here. And now Knight off the ropes and right after that arm. And now, oh, he missed. He went for the net breaker. Jason Holiday able to sidestep there. Oh, Holiday now throwing him into his corner. What a cheap shot there by Bobby Martin Kyle. From the apron, a big right hand here, and this could be it for the Underground Champion, K-Knight. I know he's going to go for that glorious DDT, but K-Knight reversed it. And a beautiful sprawl there by Bobby Martin Kyle. So this is a hell of a tag team matchup here. Oh no, wait, no. Catching him again, this K-Knight. And now K-Knight has Bobby Martin Kyle. Oh my word, folks. What a backbreaker. That wasn't, again, there was the only way to escape that was to have Jason Holiday break that up. And now K-Knight now. Not done with Jason Holiday. Jason Holiday backdrop right there on the apron. And now, oh, what a shot there by K-Knight. Sorry, by Bobby Martin Kyle to K-Knight. And he tried to make the tag to the Cypher. Bobby Martin Kyle stopping it. But now, wait a minute. K-Knight now, big time spine buster. Some serious impact there off that spine buster. And now the Cypher going to the top rope. Bobby Martin Kyle still down from that spine buster. And a 450 splash by the YouTube champion. 450 splash. The Cypher knocking Jason Holiday off the apron. And it looks like it'd be 2 losses in a row for the beautiful Angels that it is. One hell of a tag team matchup here on Annihilation. And Jason Holiday went for the money shot, but the Cypher able to move out the way of it. This was the cover up to the spine buster that Bobby Martin Kyle was able to break up here. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at it. The pain he's in there. Beautiful off the top rope. 450 splash. And a victory for these 2 men here tonight on MPWF Annihilation. A hell of a tag team partner that the Cypher chose for this matchup here tonight. Oh, wait a second. What is this? Wait a minute, what the hell is this? Oh, what the hell? What the hell is this? Parker has the general manager and KK Cram is bleeding. And Parker says, yeah, look over here, Cypher. Look at what you've done and what both of you have done. I told Cram that I would get him, and look at this. I never failed. Do you understand me, Cypher? Never fail. No one gets the better of me. I will always have the last laugh. Whether it was Chase's back, Ortiz's nose, Cram's livelihood, BRP or your brother's arm, I will have the last laugh. This SOB CJ Parker has the general manager bleeding and held hostage here tonight. The Cypher looking on, and he is not happy at all. Parker says, I took your eye and that should have been enough. But it's never enough with you because you don't listen. The YouTube title is mine. I need it. I cherish it. It's mine. I am the YouTube champion. It's my title, my division. The belt was created for me, so now I'm going to end our dear general manager here, and then bound by honor, I'm going to have to cut your career short in the last man standing match. Delusional, folks. CJ Parker is deranged and delusional. This title was never created for him. He, in fact, lost the first matchup for this championship. And now, wait a minute here. Look at this. Oh, my God. We need some security here in the back. KK Cram is a 60-year-old man who is bleeding out here as CJ Parker is destroying him here in this office. This is heinous, disgusting, horrific. Oh, wait a minute here. Before the Cypher K-Knight could leave, oh, the beautiful Angels attacking these men here with the steel chairs. And now they're getting their retribution on K-Knight and the Cypher. And wait a damn second here. Bobby Martin Kyle now. DDT and K-Knight. Jason Holiday taking the Cypher out on the outside of the ring here, folks. I mean, again, not for nothing against Parker and the Cypher, because they need help too, but we need some help in the back here. KK Clown was in bad shape there, ladies and gentlemen. Was in bad shape. And now the beautiful Angels gonna try and do what they wanted to do to the Cypher last episode, as the Cypher bleeding here. And now a DDT there by Bobby Martin Kyle. This is horrible, folks. Cypher trying to get to his feet. A body right can't gonna give him another DDT there again. Jason Holiday waiting on the top rope here. And oh man, they are getting the last laugh here tonight, the beautiful angels, and there's the money shot. Oh my word, folks. Look at the blood in the ring. The blood is pouring out the Cypher's head freely here. These two men have done damage to the Cypher before bound by honor. And oh my word, KK Kwam is a bloody mess as well, folks. This is beyond getting out of hand. And now look, CJ Parker headed to the ring with his fake YouTube championship. Cypher bleeding out in the middle of the ring, and another shot there with the YouTube title. CJ Parker says that he will never be stopped. That this is his division. And oh my goodness, another burning hammer to the Cypher here. And now, oh my word. My God, folks, this son of a bitch, CJ Parker, needs to be stopped. He needs to be stopped, folks. Parker looking on at the damage that he has caused here tonight. He says, Cypher, as you sit here in that pool of your own blood, you're probably wondering, how did this situation escalate so far? It's simple. You mess with the most dangerous man in the MPWF. At WrestleMania, you embarrassed me and stole my property. KK Kwam aided you in getting that YouTube title match, so he suffered as well. You will never reach the main event because I won't allow it. I'm the true YouTube champion and the best in the effing world. CJ Parker is an absolute asshole, ladies and gentlemen. He is the deranged, delusional human being. He is not the YouTube champion. He is sick. He needs help. He needs help, folks. Cypher left once again in a pool of his own blood. KK Kwam, a 60-plus-year-old man, destroyed by this man. And CJ Parker holding up both YouTube championships. I pray that this is not the sight that we see at the end of Last Man Standing. That's if the Cypher can even make it to a bound by honor, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a war in Last Man Standing.
Can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah, turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up, I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me. So what's up? Yeah. So what's up?
Folks, welcome back to MPWF Annihilation. KK Kwam and the Cypher have been rushed to a local hospital, folks. And hopefully that they can get some serious help here. CJ Parker, like I said, he's a sick individual, a twisted man. Quite frankly, he needs to be put in a straight jacket and taken to Arkham Asylum, because what he did was insane. And don't worry, his penance is coming at Bound by Honor. There is no way that the Cypher is going to take that lion down, but we are backstage right now with the #1 contender, Serenity, who will face the winner between Justice Fitzgerald and Sasha Fierce at Bound by Honor. And Clarissa Clearwater says, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'm with the current #1 contender for the MPWF Women's World title, Serenity. Serenity, this is going to be an interesting night for you. You'll be watching the main event like everyone else to see who you will be facing at Bound by Honor. Will you be facing the woman who has tormented you for over a year, or the woman who laid you out last episode. Sasha Fierce got the jump on Serenity. And again, that's a lot to think about for Serenity coming up here. And she says, well, Clarissa, listen to what you just said. I clearly have problems with both Justice and Sasha, and therefore I wouldn't mind facing either one of them at Bound by Honor. I said my piece about Justice last episode and why I need to win that match. But I need to discuss Sasha Fierce. Sasha, I want you to listen to what I have to say very, very carefully. And I mean very carefully. Serenity has so much confidence right now, folks. It is brimming off of her. She says, I am sorry about WrestleMania. I did not intend for my issue with Justice to affect your title match. But you need to face reality. Distraction or not, you couldn't beat Justice at WrestleMania. And when we went one-on-one in the ring, I defeated you. You've been around the block, so you know how big this unearned opportunity tonight is. So you better take advantage of it. After you attacked me for it last episode. Serenity, man, some cold words to Sasha Fierce. She says if you lose tonight to Justice, then you simply aren't the one to be on top anymore. But if you win the Women's World title tonight, I will give you the biggest receipt you've ever had. I will get mine and smack that ass all over Bound by Honor, because Sasha, Justice, it doesn't matter who is champion. It's my time now. I can feel it. I will be MPWF Women's World Champion. Well, the confidence is brimming, like I said, folks. And will she spank some booty at Bound by Honor? This one has been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be one hell of a fight. Father versus son here tonight on MPWF Annihilation. Introducing first, Systematic Carnage. And again, the father and son contingent here in the MPWF has been atrocious recently. We got fathers and sons arguing with each other like crazy, folks. We need some good family values to come back to the MPWF, but it certainly ain't gonna happen in this situation. Systematic Carnage, one of the most destructive and legendary cores here in the MPWF, most legendary stars we've ever had in this company. Carnage on the side of the darkness. He is the man that brought Sean Stevens to the light, brought Sean Stevens to the forefront of the darkness. He brought in Helios Christ. He has brought in everybody. He brought Thanatos in. Systematic Carnage has done it all. And he battles his son, Abraham, for the first time here. He would not put a finger on his son. But finally, at the Survivor Series buy-in show, Systematic Carnage snapped. And there he is, folks. The son, the current heir to the throne of evil in the MPWF, representing the void, Abraham. I mean, we talk about sick and twisted individuals as CJ Parker. Here's another one himself, Abraham, a part of the evil void. Again, every nightmare you've ever had is manifested in these men. We have found out that at Bound by Honor it will be Sean Stevens and Christopher Eagle versus Thanatos and Benson Clement. But again, Abraham has taken advantage in recent months with the fact that his father cannot hit him. And at the buy-in show, Carnage snapped, choke slamming his son through the table. It was insane, folks. And finally, with Carnage ready to fight, this one is not going to be easy for Abraham. Believe it or not, this is Abraham's first one-on-one matchup in the MPWF, and it's with his father here on Annihilation. So you can say you know what side the MPWF fans are going to be on in this struggle between good and evil here. Again, look, Abraham is gonna. We talk about young top guys. This man right here. This man right here, folks. And Salt Lake City letting Abraham know exactly what they think of him. And get right into his father's face. And now look at that there. He said, that issue that Carnage had with not hitting his son, that's out the window. It's woodshed time. That's what this matchup is, a woodshed match. He's taking his son to the woodshed. He's taking out that darkness belt, and he's whipping this boy from pillar to post. That's what Systematic Carnage has on his mind here tonight on Annihilation. But again, this is truly going to be a test, truly going to be an opportunity for us to see what Abraham can bring to the table here. Again, we talked about earlier tonight as well, not only finding out about that matchup made for Bound by Honor, but like Thanatos and Benson Clement both believe that Sean Stevens has something up his sleeve. Sean Stevens is one of the most craftiest individuals in MPWF history, probably does. And we don't know exactly what that is, but the Void expanding over both brands with the Covenant, Gabriel, and Bishop on MPWF Wars. Abraham got thrown hard into the barricade, trying to have total annihilation, total darkness in the MPWF. But Carnage, Christ, Sean Stevens not allowing it. Christopher Regal now added to the frame. You saw the discussion between Systematic Carnage and Sean Stevens last episode, where Carnage wasn't too keen on Christopher Regal being brought in, but Sean Stevens explained the same thing, like himself. He wasn't acclimatized to none of this, and then became the leader of it by the time it was done, and has been a staple in Sean Stevens' career. That could happen for Christopher, but again, this one about father and son here. So from what we understand, Abraham allegedly was planned to be the future, the heir to Sean Stevens is what Carnage and Helios Christ had planned. But signing, helping bring back Thanatos with Benson Clement. Benson Clement, he was, been at odds with his father, like we mentioned before. Benson Clement, currently the shepherd of the Void. The man to guide you on your way to the Void. But Benson Clement wants to rule it all, and his father's not happy with it. And to add to Benson Clement's point, Benson Clement has been fully successful recently here in the MPWF. Thanatos has been the one that's been taking L's and losses, just like that throat thrust was an L there for Abraham. So Benson Clement might be onto something. Again, Helios Christ is not here because of Benson Clement. And Systematic Carnage just yeeted that man over the top ropes. And shout out to Jey Uso, 4 letters, 1 word, And here it comes again, yeet! Powerbomb right there onto the damn barricade by Systematic Carnage. Wait a minute. Abraham, no. Pop it right back up here like it was nothing. And we're going to go powerbomb his father, but nuh-uh. And a backdrop there right on the floor. And the referee's counting for a count out here, but quite frankly, the referee can't do anything to stop these two men. These two insane psychopaths. And I went powerbomb on the apron now. And oh my goodness gracious me. Like I said, out the window. Caring about his son's safety. Out the window. He just launched Abraham's skull into the steel steps. This is insane here, folks. And I agree with Salt Lake City. That was insane. And that big time sidewalk slam there by Systematic Carnage. And hooking a leg here on Abraham for the victory. 2. And oh man. Carnage in full control here. And went for that shot. And I'm moving out the way. Abraham stops him in a boot right to the face. And now, wait a minute, Abraham was looking to go to the top rope, and there is a modified version of Into the Void there of Systematic Carnage, and Carnage kicks out though. Now, I don't know if they have Thanksgiving in the Void. What the hell is Thanksgiving dinner like when these two men are beating each other up this way? This is crazy. And now, oh, look at these knees here by Abraham. Vicious knees here to his father. Oh my gosh. Then we're going to see another father-son matchup with the War Brand and MPWF Bloodlines when Antonio Goldman challenges his son for the North American title. And now Abraham, wait up. Oh my goodness. He just did a swanton from the top rope to the outside of the ring on his father. And that's what I'm saying. We have more of a chance to see Abraham in the ring. And again, between him and Benson Clement, this new era of the Void, this new era of the Evil may be better than ever. As he tried to debilitate his father with those elbows to the back of the head. And now look at this. Throwing away the announce table. Folks, this is a one-on-one matchup. This ain't no disqualification. This ain't hardcore rules, but it's a slugfest, that's for sure here. And Clement now sending his father right the way back to the floor again. And Abraham has been in control for quite a while here in this matchup. And you can see the confidence brimming. But just as I say that, Carnage fires back with the headbutt. And oh my goodness. Throwing his son into the announce table. And wait a minute, man. Oh my God, by the throat. He goozled it and he put him straight through the announce table. That table just exploded, folks. That table just exploded. And Carnage breaking up the count hit. And wait a damn second, folks. The powers of the Void in full fruition here. Oh my, I don't even know what you call that. That Benson Clement just used there on his father. But Benson Clement using the damn evil powers to come back in Systematic Carnage. And I have no idea how these men do that, folks. It is a mystery. Oh, now a clothesline again. So Abraham truly is the heir, folks, because like he is taking the fight to Daddy Carnage right here tonight. Pause. I just realized how that sounded when I said it. But he's taking a fight to his father. You know, wait a minute. They're not going to break a second table here. They're not going to break a second table here in this matchup. Carnage in trouble. Abraham has him up and now into the Void through the table, folks. This might as well be a hardcore match. This might as well be a hardcore match here tonight. Man, this is vicious. This is... Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. The originator. Often imitated, never duplicated. Systematic Carnage now. Gonna light a fire in his son's rear end as there's a power sign there by Carnage. What you know about that, folks? What do you know about that? And now a block shot there by Carnage. Carnage off the top rope there. Oh man, taking down Abraham. And now Carnage sending Abraham into the buckle. And now Carnage here has Abraham all the way up here. And what a slam. And now he's going to be finished. He's going to be done here. It's going to be jackknife powerbomb time by Systematic Carnage to Abraham. And he's all the way up and down. Jackknife powerbomb to Abraham to pin his son on Annihilation. And no. Abraham just getting the shoulder up. And this crowd showing their appreciation here in Salt Lake City. One hell of a wrestling matchup this is here on episode 15 of Annihilation. Another foot thrust there to Abraham. And Carnage going to be looking for one more here. Oh, wait a minute. Abraham say, Father, wait. He says, I understand now, Father. Facing you in this match, I can see and feel your power. I just wanted to reach the top. Everything I've learned would seem like a waste under Sean Stevens' thumb. But I've watched him take out Thanatos. I've watched both of you defeat Benson. For a new age, you need to pay attention to history. I understand that now. Wait a minute here. Humility by Abraham. Humility here. Has Abraham seen the light? Oh, wait a second. No, you dirty ass son of a bitch. And there's a DDT by Abraham. Abraham suckering his father in. And look at this, telling his father he'll never learn. And the swanton off the top rope there by Abraham. Oh, I don't believe this. And Abraham pins his father here on Annihilation. Carnage had his son beat, and Abraham once again, even though his father was fighting back, pulled at those heartstrings, and there's that DDT and the swanton off the top rope, and Abraham beats his father. Well, Thanatos did stay true to his word and there was no interference, but the way that this was done, folks, despicable. Abraham lying and cheating here tonight, and he pins his father. Systematic Carnage here on Annihilation. He has the craftiness, the lying, and the evilness down pat already. We're back to the void here. Thanatos says a good win for Abraham. He used cunning and skill to defeat his enemy. This is what we will need to do at Bound by Honor. There is no way that Sean is not up to something using that Christopher boy. One thing though, Benson, you are the shepherd and guide for Abraham. You need to make sure he watches his mouth when it comes to speaking of me. And it's true though, Abraham, even though he distracted his father, did slightly put down Thanatos. And Benson said Abraham was just using his cunning to defeat his father. He meant nothing by it, but I do. Hold a second. I'm not afraid of you or my position. As much as I'm challenging Sean Stevens and his group, I'm challenging you. I want it all. I want complete power. For now we work together, Father. But soon you will either crown me or be sent to the void by my hands. Folks, the void is imploding before they even get to Sean Stevens. And they need to get on the same page before they face Sean Stevens and Christopher Eagle at Bound by Honor. And oh, here we are with Sasha Fierce, the challenger tonight. And Clarissa says Sasha coming up next in our main event. You will battle Justice Fitzgerald in a WrestleMania rematch for the MPWF Women's World title. You've sacrificed a lot to get to this rematch. And I mean, Sasha Fierce honestly has. Sasha cutting her off and says, Clarissa, let me stop you there. In this situation, sacrifice has nothing to do with it. I sacrificed on my way to the MPWF over 15 years ago. I have become a legend, a legacy. No, this is not sacrifice. Tonight is me getting my respect. I should have had a WrestleMania moment. I should have been standing tall as Women's World Champion once again. But Serenity stopped that from happening. Sasha's still bitter about what happened at WrestleMania 11. In my one-on-one match with Serenity, I was so emotional, I made a mistake and it has gotten to her head. She's more confident than she should be. I wrestled her at WrestleMania. Justice Fitzgerald is the greatest women's wrestler of the modern era. Serenity cannot defeat her, but I can, and I will tonight. Up next, I'm going to show the world that I should be champion. Only the best can beat me, and I haven't found it yet. Again, cold words by Sasha Fierce in this three-way situation. Main event still to come. But right now, we're going to go through all the matches for Bound by Honor, including the core challenge matchup between Dragonheart and Lance King. But announced tonight, it is going to be the Eclipse one-on-one against Jaime Emo. Tora, officially a part of the Annihilation brand, will battle Richard Hawkins in a one-on-one matchup. T-Dot will take on Sub-Zero Asia Ramirez Ortiz in a Bloodshed Rules match for the MPWF Zero Limits Championship. Tag team titles have been added to this matchup. It's going to be Sean Stevens and Christopher Eagle versus Benson Clement and Thanatos at Bound by Honor. YouTube title on the line in a last man standing matchup, in a matchup that's beyond personal as the Cypher takes on CJ Parker. The MPWF World Heavyweight title will be on the line. Will Ricky Cash be Cash Money again and defeat Klaus? It's about dreams and nightmares for that matchup, folks. But right now, it's time for our main event for the MPWF Women's World Championship. I also want to point out the theme song for Bound by Honor is Top Back Remix, T.I. Young Jeezy, fire ass song for a fire ass event. But it's time for our main event, folks. And introducing first, Sasha Fierce, a very controversial figure as of late. Not a lot of people agreeing with what Sasha Fierce did to Serenity last episode, attacking her during the contract signing. But Sasha Fierce has wanted and begged, essentially, for this matchup. And again, there's no interference allowed here. Meredith Brave putting it on the line. Sasha Fierce, if you want to be the champion, you've got that WrestleMania rematch right here tonight. Sasha Fierce can shut everyone else up. There will be no excuses here. She has to beat Justice Fitzgerald here on Annihilation. Justice may not be happy about it, but this is what champions do. They fight and defend that title, and there's no way for Justice Fitzgerald to escape it. I do agree that Sasha Fierce did deserve a rematch for the championship. I don't agree with the methods to get it, and Justice Fitzgerald needs to defend this title more often. And she's being put in a back-to-back situation if she's able to win this one here. She has to face a woman who came very close to beating her at WrestleMania, and a woman that Justice Fitzgerald has not defeated yet in the MPWF and Serenity. Justice Fitzgerald won that championship April 30th of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, it is March 2025. Justice Fitzgerald has almost held that belt for 2 calendar years. Could you imagine what would happen if Justice Fitzgerald was to lose the title shy of that mark? She is not going to allow it to happen, though. She is going to bring everything here. And again, Justice Fitzgerald is a terrible human being. But does that make her a terrible wrestler? Absolutely not. And we're going to see that here tonight. Justice Fitzgerald is more than capable of winning this matchup tonight without the backup of the mothership. And quite frankly, regardless of how she feels, she's going to have to. And once again, everybody, thank you for all your support for the MPWF. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Got one more matchup, ladies and gentlemen, for my voice to hang through, and then it's going to be some honey tea and more NyQuil, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to put me to sleep. But you know what ain't going to put me to sleep is this matchup. This matchup is going to be incredible. Your main event for episode 15 of Annihilation Women's World Championship. Again, the women's division on Annihilation has been spectacular. This is the second main event in 2 episodes. We saw the main event last episode for the Intercontinental title between Faye Bartlett and Angelina Peace. And the main event tonight for the Women's World Championship between Sasha Fierce and Justice Fitzgerald. Two of the best wrestlers in all of core wrestling to square off in the WrestleMania rematch here tonight. And both women get in each other's faces. Both women with a lot to prove here. And now snapmare takedown there by Sasha Fierce. Dropkick Justice Fitzgerald moving out the way. And now look at that snapmare there by Justice Fitzgerald, and Justice taunting Sasha Fierce already. And now go for the scoop slam. Justice in trouble as Sasha scooted out of it and hit that net breaker there. Both of these women doing hella studying on each other, especially after the matchup they had at WrestleMania. And now, Justice fires back with that clothesline. The youth and power is on the side of Justice Fitzgerald, but you saw how quick Sasha Fierce was. She still has that speed, and oh my god, a springboard hurricane runner to the outside of the ring by Sasha Fierce. The Loera Loca of the MPWF, and a dive there off the top rope here with the cover. Two, and a kick out there by Justice Fitzgerald. Again, something that we haven't fully discussed because it's really implemented in the name. But these wrestlers are bound by honor, and that's what that event is going to be about, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about how it's going to be real grabs. It's going to be about straight up wrestling at Bound by Honor. But it is about proving yourself. Again, as I'm being told in my headset right now, that just like this matchup, the Women's World Title matchup at Bound by Honor will be no interference. Meredith Grey wants there to be a guaranteed winner and wants the best woman to be found. And again, that's how wrestling should be. That's wrestling as God intended it to be here. So we're going to see that at Bound by Honor. What a chop there by Justice Fitzgerald. And again, this could go either way. It was last episode that we said that Ricky Cash would just defeat Klaus because it was on Annihilation, that we wouldn't have a title change. We could see a title change. Sasha Fierce could beat Justice Fitzgerald and end her almost 2-year reign right here and now as a drop kick there off the second rope by Sasha Fierce. And again, Sasha Fierce kind of has to do it. An undeserved title shot is what a lot of the MPWF fans have felt. And again, that tells you the popularity of Serenity, that a lot of the MPWF fans have sided with Serenity in this situation against Sasha Fierce. As now Justice has a weapon. What a running sidewheel slam there. But Sasha fires back with that knee to the face. Collarbone tie once again here. There's the X Factor. Oh, to her husband, Lethal Mathematics with the cover by Sasha. A kick out there by Justice. Said, look, I'll tell you though, Sasha Fierce is focused. I haven't seen her this focused in a long time, folks. And I think Justice Fitzgerald has experienced it out here in this matchup. And now, oh my God, she went for a risk that wasn't necessary. That was not necessary. And you do not want to make a mistake against Justice Fitzgerald. Look at that. Fitzgerald straight to the leg. Straight to the leg. The missed dive landed hard on the floor, and Justice Fitzgerald went straight to the leg. The figure 8, her submission hold. She is going to wear straight down there on Sasha Fierce. That Boston crab on the floor. The referee has up to a 10 count, and Justice Fitzgerald is going to fully exploit it. Oh man, they're at a 7 count. Justice Fitzgerald might let this just count out and head straight to Bound by Honor. 8 count. Sasha Fierce is in trouble. 9 count as Sasha Fierce gets into the ring. Just breaks up the count, but the damage has been done by missing that Whisper in the Wind to the outside of the ring. Like I said, you cannot make those mistakes with the mother, Justice Fitzgerald. And look at that, kick right back to the leg again. And now backbreaker there by the champion. And again, it doesn't matter how much this crowd is upset with Justice Fitzgerald being in control. Like I said, she has genius, mental level IQ, when it comes to this sport known as professional wrestling. And look, she has been a surgeon in the ring, picking apart those legs of Sasha Fierce. Justice Fitzgerald could care less about a 5-star match, could care less about impressing the MPWF fans. She will do what needs to be done to walk away here as the world champion still. Look at these elbows here. Sasha Fierce is in trouble. Justice on the top turnbuckle. Sasha trying to roll out the way, but there's the athleticism of the champion to Sasha Fierce, but Fierce getting the shoulder up again. So just methodically, look at this, right back to another submission hold, wasted no time. Like I said, Justice does not need the extra help on the outside of the ring. It is just Justice Fitzgerald trying to find a shortcut. But look at this nice reversal there by Sasha Fierce to escape. And I'm ducking under that big boot. And now, wait a minute, what the heck is going on here? Oh my goodness. The glitching sliced bread or Selena Del Sol, but Justice Fitzgerald gets the shoulder up. Sasha Fierce though back to the top rope here and dives with that big splash on the champion. Sasha Fierce fighting from the depths and no kick out. Sasha Fierce has put her whole reputation on the line for this matchup. She has to win here. Oh, what a boot to the face though, dropping the challenger. And you know that Serenity is watching this one very closely. She says she doesn't mind who it is. She'll face either one of them as Justice gets caught with a DDT there. Sasha now hooking the leg here on Justice Fitzgerald and another kick out. And look at that now, frustration starting to set in here for Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce wants to end this one quicker. She doesn't want to go in here in a long time now. And now look at this. What was that called, a stunt puller? Trying to rip that leg off of Justice Fitzgerald. Your leg's not supposed to bend that way, but Justice now able to escape. Sasha blocks out a shot there. Kick to the midsection here. And now Sasha Fierce go for the Mahistra Cradle on Justice Fitzgerald to win the championship and no kick out. Justice quickly to her feet, moves out the way of that insecurity here. And now let's go for the JKO reversal here. What a matchup, folks. The main event for the Women's World Championship. Sasha Fierce on the top rope with this leg drop here. Big leg drop off the top rope by the challenger with the cover. 2, and Justice gets the shoulder up, folks. This is episode 15, the main event of Annihilation for the MPWF Women's World title. The winner will beat Serenity and bound by honor. As Sasha Fierce now gonna perhaps go again for that Selena Del Sol on Justice Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald right back to that leg. And a clothesline. And a second clothesline by Justice. And I'll duck it under her here. And boom! Dropping her with 3 clotheslines as the champion. And now wait a minute here. What is she going for here? What a clothesline there by Justice Fitzgerald with the cover on Sasha Fierce 2. And Sasha still gets the shoulder up. Salt Lake City has been privy to an incredible Annihilation episode, and they are loving this main event here tonight. And Justice Fitzgerald back in control again here on Sasha Fierce. And oh, wait a second. Oh, she was powdering too much. She was powdering too much. Out back. Justice Fitzgerald barely got the shoulder up there. Now, wait, no. Justice using that power to push away Sasha Fierce, but gets caught with a clothesline. And a second clothesline here by Sasha. Catching the leg here, and there's a leg sweep by the challenger. Sasha putting on one hell of a wrestling matchup here tonight. Sending Justice Fitzgerald into the turnbuckle. And now, wait a minute here. There's the sliced bread over the top rope. And now, hooking the leg down to Sasha Fierce. 2, and Justice Fitzgerald again gets the shoulder up. How much more does she need? But look at that beautiful ankle pick there by Justice Fitzgerald. Right back to that leg. The leg that she has been methodically working for the whole of this matchup. And now, wait a minute. Here's the figure four. Here's the figure four leg lock by Justice Fitzgerald. And now switching to the figure eight. And Sasha Fierce in a world of trouble now, screaming in pain. Justice has been working on this leg for the whole matchup. But Sasha, though, continues to fight. And now, big right hand here, able to escape. But the damage may be done to that leg of Sasha Fierce. And once again, right back to that leg. Reversal, though, by Sasha. And now Sasha there with a reverse sling blade to Justice Fitzgerald. And now Justice sent there into the buckle once again. Sasha Fierce now gonna go high risk here on the champion. And now wait a minute. She's going to the very top, the tippy top, and a superplex there. And you can see the damage on both of these women. Sasha Fierce slow to her feet. And Sasha goes straight for the cover. Smart there by the challenger. Two, but Justice Fitzgerald again kicks out. And Sasha trying to stay composed here in this situation. And a reversal. TKO out of nowhere. JKO out of nowhere. And that is it. Two. And no, Sasha gets the shoulder up. And Justice is fuming. I said it. Sasha cannot lose. She has put too much into this matchup. And a boot sends her straight to the floor. It is rare that we see the emotion breaking out of Justice Fitzgerald, but we just saw it when Sasha kicked out of that JKO there. And oh man, what a matchup, what a main event here on Annihilation. And now, Sasha goes straight to the buckle. Sasha trying to fight back with everything that she's got here, and again, right back to that leg. But Sasha needs to end this soon. And wait a minute, she's going to go for that DDT, and she does. Big DDT there. And oh, Justice Fitzgerald in trouble. Two, and oh, rope break. It was a rope break. Justice Fitzgerald did get her foot under the ropes. And now going to go for the senton. Senton splash up the top rope perhaps. I know she went for the leg drop. Justice moved out the way and a spear takedown there by Justice Fitzgerald. And now Fitzgerald right back to the leg once again. Right back to the leg once again here on an already injured Sasha Fierce. And now the figure eight once again, and Sasha Fierce screaming in pain here. Trying to hold on here to try and fight back for this championship, and oh my god, she had to tap out. Sasha Fierce had to tap out. What a matchup. Oh my goodness, that's just insane. There's no words to describe that, folks. Justice targeted that leg, and it prevailed. That was Sasha Fierce's chance, but Justice Fitzgerald grabbed the rope, and then the submission, the figure eight, and Justice Fitzgerald still the MPWF Women's World Heavyweight Champion. She is still mother of the MPWF, but I don't think she could be stopped, folks. I don't think she could be stopped. Oh man, Sasha Fierce holding her leg on the outside of the floor. Sasha Fierce gave up everything and still unsuccessful in this WrestleMania rematch. But here is the challenger. What an ovation from this crowd. And there she is, Serenity making her way to the ring. So it is completely official. It's going to be Serenity and Justice Fitzgerald at Bound by Honor. Now wait a minute. Serenity meeting face to face with Sasha Fierce on the stage. Serenity says, it's like I said, Sasha, you couldn't beat her at WrestleMania. I had nothing to do with it, but I will defeat her at Bound by Honor. With that said, I have not forgotten what you did to me last episode, and after Bound by Honor, I will be finishing the business between me and you. There's, like I said, Sasha Fierce is going to have to deal with what she did to Serenity last episode with no championship in tow. And now Serenity to go on to confront Justice Fitzgerald. Sasha Fierce completely out of the title picture. And here it is, folks. Saying it right now, the main event for Bound by Honor. And Justice Fitzgerald says, you cannot defeat me. I won't allow it. Anyone but you. I am the Women's World Champion, the mother of this division. Serenity saying to her, Justice, you tried to bury your insecurities through me. Well, now they've come back to haunt you in the form of me. I will defeat you at Bound by Honor, and I will become the MPWF Women's World Champion. I am Serenity, the one that you could not defeat. Folks, the main event for Bound by Honor for the Women's World Championship, Justice Fitzgerald versus Serenity. Folks, my name is Dwayne James Johnny Feelgood, and I'm signing out. This has been a spectacular episode of MPWF Annihilation. I will see you for Underground. Good night, and see you soon, folks. Bound by Honor is going to be incredible.